one thing. I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to Corn after I say one thing. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight? I want to eat a W tonight.
Brian, buddy, what's up, man?
You sound good. Crisp.
Yeah.
That was nice. It was loud. I like that.
Well, I'm trying not to be too loud, but
I'm gonna turn the fan on. It's hot.
Anyway, you want to hear my first question for you?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's pretty hard hitting.
Oh God.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Do you still do burnouts at the end of every workout that you do?
I do. Every single workout. Literally every single one.
That's wild.
It's such
Do you ever just do arms, or do you just finish with burnouts?
So I do every single lift I do, or majority of lifts I do. Like bench, for example, my last working set, let's say it's like set of 5, whatever I'm doing, like 4 sets of 5 of a certain weight. I will immediately drop like 25 pounds off, and then I'll immediately go to the bar, and I'll do as many reps as possible for my last set of like every workout. So for like arms, same thing. If I'm doing like, say I'm just doing curls with 30s or something, I do 4 sets of 12. I'll immediately drop to like 22 and a half and do as many as I can until I can't do anymore. Like lat pull downs, 4 sets of 10 to 12. Last set I'll drop it like 30%, and I'll do as many as I can every single. It's such a good way to get an extra like.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I'm just saying you do like curl burnouts.
Oh, yes. No, okay, so that is only arm day. I don't do that every single workout. That's only arm day. Those hurt though. Those suck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst because then you can't feel your arms like for the rest of the day.
Yes. Those are awesome though. I do love those.
Yeah. Well, that was a fan question. That wasn't from me. That was from a fan of the pod.
I figured.
A friend and a fan of the pod.
I figured. But yes, only on arm day. I don't do them after every single workout. As some people think, just because my arms are disproportional to the rest of my body, doesn't mean that's the only thing I do.
So you're saying Tom Brady did not get a hold of your arms?
No.
In the 2015, 14, 13 playoffs?
It was later than that, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 2016? I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, he got suspended for 4 games 2 years after that.
Deflategate. Okay, so also my browser auto-corrected to Yahoo instead of Google, and I'm super confused. I don't know how to fix it. No, it's 2014. You're right.
I mean, I guess 3 different things, but yeah.
I don't even think you guessed 2014.
I went 15, 14, 13,
Make Google my default browser.
That's something you can do later, huh?
Can I? Yeah. Okay. I'll do it later.
Yeah.
I'll do it later.
Anyway, first week, I mean, it's a few days removed, but we did the underdog thing. That was great.
Did you see my most recent tweet?
I popped up on my feed.
16 units down.
That's not what we want.
It's not pretty. That probably picked the worst year to do this. I think I said it. I did it last year, kind of at the beginning, and I just not that I forgot about it, but I kind of wanted to just bet on games. Like I got to the point where I was like, all right, I just want to bet on specific games. Like I want certain teams to win, and like I like this bet, so I stopped doing it. And I think last year I think I was down a little bit, but it wasn't bad. 16 units this time. Like that's insane.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts the squad for sure.
16. The one day, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Sunday. I don't think a single underdog won. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I heard someone, it might have been Bill Simmons, but he said that he thinks the men's tournament is going to become more like the women's, meaning, usually there's not an upset. There might be like a 7-10 upset. That's like their big one. But like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the first round scores of a women's college basketball
Yeah.
tournament. Like I'm pretty sure
94
UConn
to
won.
36 and stuff. Yeah.
USC only had like 25 points scored against. So I think I don't think it's gonna turn into like that, but it's definitely there's not gonna be as many or of any Cinderellas anymore. I just think that college basketball it's the Wild West right now in college sports.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Aaron made a good point when he sent it to us. It's something I didn't think about, which probably should have thought of it, was NIL. Like the transfer portal makes a massive difference because these players are going to, like, if you're at a small school and you show anything, like even in the tournament, whatever, you're going to get an opportunity to play somewhere else. You're going to transfer somewhere else. So I feel like a lot of those smaller schools have lost any kind of star power they have to some of these bigger schools, and it stinks. Like, it stinks, but like it doesn't at the same time because the games are still great, right? Like, it's not like a lot of these were massive blowouts. Sure, the 116s, 215s were all pretty much blowouts. There were still some good games though that came down to the wire.
I agree.
But yeah, it's the transfer portal NIL. I think is going to have is what it's going to be for a little bit potentially.
I know we didn't like prep anything for this, but do you have anything that could fix that? Like, do you have any ideas? Because I've heard some people say certain things, but I've thought about it because. So I actually don't know if I've talked about this in the podcast before, but I wrote a paper on this exact thing in college.
I think you did. I think you mentioned you were against NIL.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Well, it just ruins. I feel like it ruins a lot of what people love about college sports. I'm not saying that I'm not saying players shouldn't get paid, but we've taken the NIL thing and made it pay for play. Like NIL is making money off of your name, image, and likeness. It's not, hey, come here, we're going to pay you $1 million to play here. It's the ability to go out and do a commercial. It's the ability to go to the local car dealership and make an appearance. That's what it intended to be, and that's what I think should be allowed to happen. There's actually do you know who Garrett Clark is?
Oh yeah, the golfer guy.
Yeah. He's part of the good thing.
I was gonna say the name sounds
he actually was in. I saw some interview on him, and he was deciding between doing like this internet golf thing or playing college golf, and he was like, well, if I played college golf, I wouldn't have been. This was probably like 6-7 years ago. If he played college golf, he wouldn't be allowed to get paid for anything that had to do with golf. So like if he, wanted to go play in a fundraiser, if he wanted to do anything on YouTube or Instagram or any of that, you aren't allowed to get paid for that specific sport that you play. And that's where it kind of gets like murky. Like college basketball and college football, if you're wearing the number 5 and it's in the bookstore or in like the school spirit store, whatever you call it, you should get some kind of money for that. But these boosters that come in and say, hey, we're going to give you $1 million if you come here, that's where I think it gets bad. And that's basically what I wrote about is like, that's going to ruin everything. And then, like the people at the smaller schools, instead of like going to a Division I college to play professionally, they're going to go to a Division II school just to get to Division I school after that. So it's just the transferring thing, the pay, the weird types of paying thing that's going on right now, and especially how new it is, and there's like really no regulation about it, and the NCAA is staying out of it because every time they try to step in, they feel like there's a threat they're going to get sued. But it's just the Wild West. So
yeah, and I do agree. It's similar to like that Garrett Clark story. Similar to do you remember like destroying that guy, the kicker that started a YouTube channel?
He played in the UFL or something like that.
No, I think he played at UCF. I think that's where he went to school.
But he plays the UFL or the whatever.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I didn't know if he actually made it anywhere, but it was like I remember watching his story.
He tore his ACL last year.
Oh, did he? Oh shit. I remember hearing his story, and it was similar. Like they basically told him he could no longer be a part of the team if he kept his YouTube channel going, where he was making money. Right? He had a big following, was making a lot of money. So like that's where he was making money, and he was almost more of like kicker on the side, and that was his full-time job, and he wanted to make that his career. So he stopped kicking, right? Like he stopped playing football because they forced him out of it, which to your point, like, I think that's stupid. Like, hey, he's doing a business, he's doing his thing. So like that one just sounded familiar. I remember, like, I found that whole thing fascinating when he basically got kicked off the team because he was doing his own business. Like, he was doing social media, he was doing YouTube, and that's how he was making his money. I'm assuming that's kind of similar to what happened to Gary Clark. They probably said, hey, if you're going to be doing this golf stuff, you can't profit off it. You can do it, but you can't make any money off it. You can't profit off it because you're using the school's 100%. Image, you're using all this kind of stuff. And to your point, like, if you have a jersey in the bookstore that's your number, like, yes. Or the whole NCAA, like, I know that's why the NCAA football game didn't come out for a long time because of that. Like, they're using the players' names and like marketing them to get money, but I think they only got like $500 each, if I remember correctly. Like,
they're raising it to $1,200 this year.
Are they raising it to $1,200? Because I get it, there's a massive pool of players, right? Like, there's a shit ton of players, so there's only a certain amount you can do.
Why even make it? You're gonna lose money. But apparently the game made like over $1 billion last year.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. I can't believe a new one's already coming out. It's fucking insane. It's already been almost a year. It's insane. But anyway, yeah, it kind of sucks. I like it. I think they should get paid because of that kind of stuff. Like, the schools make so much fucking money off of marketing, off of, using these players. Like, think of like the Christian McCaffreys and like the like Troy Smith, even like Troy, like all these players, Zeke Elliott, all these guys that they made a shit ton of money off of. And Reggie Bush, Carson Palmer, like all those guys.
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
He'd be the biggest.
Tavon Austin, stud, West Virginia.
Percy Harvin.
Yeah, Percy Harvin. So I do think they should get paid, but I don't really know what the solution is. Tony Pike. UC legend. But I don't know what the solution is. Like, I don't know how you stop it. I think you're right. I think it should be reserved to like commercials, like Cane's sponsorships, whatever, Nike, but not boosters handing out, hey, here's $6 million. Like, people are staying in college and not going to the pros because they're making more money in college than going to the pros, which is nuts. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, I think that's a good thing. I think that's like part of a good thing, but it's also, there needs to be like some sort of like salary cap. They need to basically separate football and basketball from the other schools.
Yeah.
Other sports. Like the conference thing, like, there's no reason, like, I understand the expansion of like the Big Ten, but there's no reason like UCLA should be going to Rutgers to like have like a swim meet.
Yeah.
Maybe do the realignment with the money and how much money like football makes just with football. Because I know, like, even when I was in school, like, our women's lacrosse team was in the same conference as like Ohio State. I don't know if that's like real, but that was like kind of the same comparison. It's just because it was very regional. But there's a lot of schools that don't have sports, as like Miami, Florida. They don't have a men's golf team.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like stuff really like surprising. That. Title IX, different issue. But it's there's like the transfer. I think if they fix the transfer thing, that would fix a lot. Like, maybe you have to go to the school for 2 years, and maybe make that same rule with the coaches. Like the West Virginia coach, he got hired at West Virginia last year, and then he left and went to Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a whole thing. It's almost like I don't know. There's got to be some kind of contracts.
I kind of like the 2-year thing, like, or you can only transfer once or something in your career. Like,
that breaks like labor laws, because if you get offered more, you're legally allowed to leave
whenever you want.
Okay. If you sign it should just be like, if you sign a contract for 2 years, you have to be here for 2 years.
Yeah. Okay. I like the contract idea, dude. The
or
college
maybe
players
if there's
don't
like
sign
a mutual
contracts,
agreement.
Right? Like, there's not. It's like, you were a college athlete, so contracts. Did you have to sign a contract when going to UC, or is it just?
Kind of. I mean, it was a letter of intent, or
letter of intent. Yeah.
I don't know. My whole thing about we're not the people to fix this, and we have not even like dove into this at all. But my belief in playing college sports is to go to school on a scholarship, be able to do what you love, no matter how much money they're making, you sign that dotted line to say, hey, I'm going to play for your school. You don't have to pay for it. Again, I've covered this a million times. You get treated like kings even if you're on the golf team. I guess even more now. It's probably more prevalent. But like when I was in school, golf wasn't popular. A lot of people were like, oh, we have a golf team?
Yeah.
You know?
It's changed now. Yeah.
Yeah, you get free food, free, housing, free whatever. Maybe get a stipend, I don't know, but like it was a privilege. Now it just doesn't really feel like that anymore. It's almost like, I don't know, what can you do for me?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I got a Johnny Manziel was one that I missed, a big name that I missed when I was naming all. I can't name an athlete that didn't get paid. I mean, he did get Bradford. Paid, but Sam Bradford, yeah. Joe Burrow, you kidding me? Like, come on.
Are we gonna do this for 30 minutes?
Yeah, just that's like the best thing to do is just rally off, like name off random.
Pat White.
Yeah, Pat White was good. But
Ken Dorsey.
But yes, so no, I do agree, and like I know this wasn't meant to be like an NIL talk, but I think it's important to talk about, and I know we've talked.
It's just weird because every team is just so different now.
Yes,
and you hear about these transfers, and like you hear about the transfer portal opening in the middle of the tournament.
Yeah,
and there's over 1,000 people in the transfer portal right now, which is a record.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
Well, it's like tripled. It went from like 150 to like 400 to now over 1,000 or something like that. I saw some weird stat on it over the last 3 years.
It's just a mess. I mean, I understand change. I'm down for change, but let's be ready for it instead of just like opening up the floodgates with this NIL thing. Just because, people are up in arms about them not getting paid.
I'm sure there will be some sort of regulations that come down. It might not be like this year, but I think it'll get tweaked and it's not fixed because it's not necessarily broken, but I'm sure there'll be some changes that come. Something's going to happen that's going to lead to a new rule change, and it'll be massive. But I mean, all these players are getting paid anyway before. Like Johnny Manziel got paid. Did you watch his documentary? Like he got paid. Johnny Manziel's Netflix documentary.
Yeah, but it's like it gets weird. See, that's the thing. It's like I mean, no matter what you do with money, man, it's just someone's gonna take advantage of some kind of system. It's ridiculous. It sucks.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, the games.
Yes.
Who stood out to you? What team do you love for the rest? And if you say Duke, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, BYU, baby. I'm gonna stick with BYU. They won their first two games, so like it's one of the few teams that I guess one of the few underdogs that won in round 2. That VCU BYU game, just like I said, was gonna be a great game. It's 80-71. It was a very good game. And then who did they beat in the second? They took care of Wisconsin. That game was nuts. That BYU Wisconsin game. They kind of had an easy draw. Like I think there's a lot of people who weren't high in Wisconsin, which is kind of why I picked them as one of my teams that could potentially sneak through. And I think they're one of the few. Are they one of the lowest seeds that still left? They have to be, right?
Arkansas is a 10 seed.
Arkansas 10 seed. Okay, Arkansas, BYU, and then that's it. And Ole Miss. Ole Miss also a 6 seed.
Okay. 6, yeah.
That's crazy that's all there is. Holy shit.
Crazy.
But yeah, BYU, Alabama. Alabama had a tough game. Had a tough second round game was that Saturday? I want to say it was Saturday. Or was it Sunday? Sunday.
Which game?
Sunday.
Bama,
Alabama,
yeah.
St. Mary's.
Yeah.
They were, but it was a close game in the second half. So I'm going to stick with BYU. I think they can win this week and get to the Elite Eight, and then I'll feel good about my like quote unquote sleeper pick to make it through. But yeah, I'm gonna go with BYU. I liked Iowa State. We talked about it, but I told you every time I bet on them they lose. Shocking to no one they got killed by Ole Miss. I think I texted you and said Ole Miss sucks.
Did they lose like their best player?
Yeah, they lost like their best player. Like so after the seedings came out, they announced that one of I think he was like literally their best player is going to be out for the tournament. So like it was one of those things. I have somewhat of a rooting interest in Iowa State, so I wanted them to make a little bit further. There was a little bum that they kind of got blown out by Ole Miss, but I mean, obviously you got Duke, Florida, UConn. I kind of wanted a UConn upset there. Like
me too, man. Dan Hurley cracks me up.
Dude, he cracks me up just on the sidelines. Why
are people so mad about that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's insane.
He cracks me up though, man. He's so animated. He's a Bengals fan too, so there's part of that in
He's
there.
a big Bengals fan, yeah.
So that's part of
So
it.
of
Probably
course,
part of
had to fit Bengals in there.
I
You're like the Bill Simmons of the Bengals.
just gotta mention him once every single podcast. Just gotta throw it out
Everything goes back. All roads lead back to the Bengals.
there. Yeah. You got a problem with that?
No, man, live your life.
Yeah. And then obviously the big upset, Arkansas or St. John's. I think everyone wanted to see St. John's. Like, I think I even texted in our group text, like,
They were America's team.
yeah, like you wanted an upset, like you wanted a Arkansas to win just because they were a 10 seed, but part of you wanted to see the St. John's story continue. So I mean, I just thought it was kind of a bummer. But good to see Arkansas in there, and that was obviously a great coaching matchup. Calipari versus
That was cool.
yeah, that was cool. So I don't know. Those are kind of the big takeaways. Maryland, that buzzer beater was nuts. I know there's a bunch of controversy over stupid travel and stuff. But have you seen that?
It's been all over my feed, man.
Yes, the controversy over the travel.
Yeah. I mean, you can't make that call.
No, you can't.
You can't call that a travel.
You cannot call that travel. I don't even really think
like
it was a travel.
Close.
Like,
Technically,
can you gather in
technically,
college?
there's no gather in college.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
Then technically,
like
it probably was.
that at that speed,
Yeah.
if you go, should I? That's when you shouldn't.
But yeah, again, to your point, you can't call it at that point in the game. That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't call it at that point. I'm glad they didn't call it. It would have just been stupid if they called that. But that was probably the game of the week. I would say.
100%.
That game was so good. And it was the early window on Sunday.
Maryland's also the only team I put money on to win it all.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah. Because like Florida is, I told you, was it last week? That
It had to have been last week,
Florida
yeah.
was like plus 375.
Mhm.
And I was trying to find a team that was like a good team and, had some pedigree coming in. And I just picked Maryland.
Yeah.
And
They're
maybe
known to
you had
like
some
choke.
influence to me, but,
Yeah.
know.
They are known to choke in the tournament too. Like, they are the classic 3 to 5 seed that loses in the second round. Like, I almost said, like, texted, like, this is super on par with Maryland. Like, we're doing our survivor bracket, and I know a couple of you guys took Maryland, and I was like, oh shit, because I just know Maryland. Did you not take them? I took them in the first round. I don't know who took them. So I don't know who took them in the second round, but I was nervous because I was like, Maryland is known to choke in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Well, this is the third round.
Now it's the third round. Yes.
And
Now
they
you're
play
fine.
Florida.
Now you're good. Now you're good.
They play
I
Florida.
wanted Maryland to win because, like, part of me is like still kind of a Maryland fan, but also I needed some upsets because I'm down 16 units betting underdogs. So
Are you still doing it throughout the whole thing?
So I was actually going to bring that up. Should I stop or should I keep going?
I mean, win your money back.
So do you think I should keep going with the underdogs? I was going to ask.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well try to bring it back. And now, I mean, it's not many underdogs, but I'm sure.
So
what are the odds now?
I haven't even looked at them. Like, I need to look at them. I probably keep it going because the teams are so tight now that, like, you probably have a better chance to win more of them because it's a lot of, like, 1 versus 4. You're not going to win your big money. Like, the Colorado State, I think if they would have won, it would have won me back, like, 6 units. So, like, I just needed 1 or 2 of those to go. You're not going to get those anymore, but I think you should be able to at least get some of it back, but there's no way I'm getting all 16 back. No chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like Arkansas, that's probably.
What are the odds for what's money line? Arkansas money
They're
line.
plus 180.
That's it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
But like Michigan's like plus 300. So I mean,
Okay.
Arizona's plus 375 with their playing
Yeah,
Duke.
I'm still gonna do it. You're right. I should still do it.
Ole Miss plus 140. Kentucky plus 160.
You're right. I should still do it.
I mean, why not? Why not?
Sucks though. Are you stopping?
I stopped after the first round.
You're like, this went so badly. I'm just
I was
gonna
like, this
stop now.
sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does suck. It was terrible. Like, I kind of stopped paying attention to it a little bit. I just placed them. And then I was just watching the games just to watch them. And like, yeah, I would check every once in a while. Like, all right, let's see if anytime the notification came through from DraftKings that I want to bet, I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you? So I know I gave you a couple of the ones that I'm looking at. I'm not going to pick like Duke or Florida or any of those guys, just because it's obviously not as much fun to pick those guys. And then so you're going to be a Maryland believer the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I just wanted to give myself like a team to really root
Yeah.
for, but I'm also kind of rooting for Michigan State just
Yeah, I
because
think
the
it'd be
Izzo
fun.
thing, he hasn't won in so long.
Yeah.
And, they do like the January, February,
March. What?
They call like Michigan State fans go January, February, Izzo, April.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
because like he's
Yes.
good in March.
Sorry, I was not. I was looking at scores. I was not following. I was like,
No,
what?
you're-
I was like, what?
You're good. You're good. That's so funny. But yeah, so Michigan State would be cool. Plus, Jason Richardson's kid plays for him, so I think that's pretty cool.
Let's see. What's the best game coming up? What is the best game? Games start tomorrow, which I am very excited about. Who plays tomorrow? So you got Maryland, Florida, BYU, Alabama, Arizona, Duke, Arkansas. I guess it's the reason they're plus 130 is because it's Texas Tech. That makes sense. So can I talk real quick about my bracket?
Yeah, actually, I do want to hear about this.
Yeah, that I am in the 99.9% of all users. My rank is 11,106. That's
insane.
That's insane. Like my other bracket. So this is the bracket I'm talking about is one that Mike and I do together with some friends. My other bracket in that same pool is a 70.3% ranking, and it's ranked 7,128,000. So the fact that I'm that's 70%. The fact that I'm 11,106 in this bracket, and I tweeted it out. That's got to be the highest I've ever been, or the highest I've ever seen anybody that I know be this late. Clearly, I picked all chalk. Like I don't even remember doing these, man. Like, go ahead.
Yeah. You just go through them. You're like, oh, this sounds pretty good.
Yes.
It's kind of how we were talking about last week. Like when you fill out a bracket, you're like, maybe I should put some upsets in here.
Yes, and I didn't.
And you just kind of do it. Just it's almost like a multiple choice test back in school, and you're like, damn, I just had 3 C's in a row. I can't be C again.
Yes, it's got to be something different. Yes, it's that exact same thing. So I was looking at it. So I haven't actually really looked at it until before, while I was sitting here before. I was just curious, like, hey, what did I get wrong? How many do I have wrong? So I have missed some, obviously. I have missed my entire east of my bracket is 100% correct. So the entire east portion of the bracket I haven't got a single one wrong. So I had BYU, Alabama, Duke, Arizona in the Elite Eight or in Sweet 16, which is nuts. That was, again, super chalky. I think Baylor was an upset. And is that it? I think that was the only upset in the first round, that BYU upsetting Wisconsin. And then I did have Arizona beating Oregon. So, like, super chalky. And then in the Midwest, I only had one wrong so far in the entire bracket. And it was McNeese over Clemson. I had Clemson winning and they won by 2. So, like, again, close game. I needed that for my underdogs because that was one of the bigger payouts of my underdogs. So, like, I'd probably be down 20 units if it wasn't for that. But so I have that. And then, so yeah, I had, again, chalky. Houston, Tennessee, Kentucky, Purdue. Had that entire portion correct. And then this is where it actually kind of gets good. In the West region, I had St. John's beating Arkansas, but then I had Texas Tech beating St. John's. So I had Texas Tech, Florida in the Elite Eight. So like Texas Tech now plays Arkansas, so I can still get that full Elite Eight right. So it's just crazy. Like I have never predicted something so solid in my entire life.
I wish you just ended after something.
Never predicted something. So I have the entire Sweet 16 correct except for Arkansas. I had St. John's, but I had St. John's losing the Sweet 16. So my entire Elite Eight is still alive. I'm curious how high this can get. I was just waiting for it to drop. But yeah, I'm ranked 11,106, 99.9 percentile, and I have Auburn winning it all, which I actually don't love that much. But that's okay.
I feel you. I mean, The Auburn pick's good because they were the number 1 ranked team overall.
Yeah, it's true. I went chalky as shit. I do have Duke losing in the Elite Eight though, so I have Houston over Alabama in the Final Four. Which I don't.
Wait. Who do you have Duke losing to?
I have Duke losing to Alabama.
I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
I mean,
Alabama
I don't
has
think Alabama's looked that good though.
No,
because
they
kind of the 15-2 game they were in, they were kind of
close,
pretty close, and then a 2-point game in the second round.
Yeah,
but it was against UConn, so you never know.
Yeah. So anyway, but yes, I needed to just throw it out there that, I mean, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I'm
killing it, dude.
I kept checking. I was like, it's going to go down at some point, but it never went down. So it just kept climbing.
Okay. So, do you have anything else on college basketball or?
No, I'm excited to watch the games this weekend, and I think we'll probably do our 3 picks again before the end of the end of the pod.
Do you want to talk about the Stephan A. Lebron feud that's going on right now?
So stupid. I'll let you talk about it.
Oh, it's just insane. It's two grown men over the age of 40. I mean, LeBron didn't really initiate much of it. He just kind of confronted him about what happened, which sounds, from what I'm not a LeBron guy, but it sounds pretty legitimate. But Stephan A. Saying he would throw hands if LeBron laid a finger on him. It's like, dude, he's a foot taller than you. He literally put you in the ground.
Yeah, he's like Megatron. He's like...
Yeah, people look at LeBron on the court around other guys who are 6'8", 6'9". But then if he walked into your house, you'd be like, how did you fit through the door?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
It's wild.
It is.
Stephan A. is he's kind of taking this as I can get some clicks with this. I feel like that's kind of the angle.
Well, it's what we've talked. It's these big, the big talking heads, big personalities. That's what they want. They want clicks. He just signed a massive new deal, didn't he? $20 million a year. Yeah. What was it? 20? It's $100 million contract for 5 years or something. I could be wrong, but it's something massive. So yeah, he's trying to generate clicks. That's what he's trying to do. And it's I saw something because LeBron was on the Pat McAfee show. Was that today? Or was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Is it today? My days are blending
together. It was pre-recorded, but it came out today.
And they were saying, I know they were talking about it, Brian Windhorst was like, yeah, he wouldn't answer my call. And then Stephen A. Smith was like, yeah, he sure as hell wasn't going to answer my call if I ever tried to get him on the show at this point. So
Wait. Who said wouldn't answer my call?
It was today. It was they were talking about the fact that he got on the Pat McAfee show, and someone said, I can't remember who it was, but someone's I bet you Brian Windhorst could get him on this show. It was I can't remember whatever show it was that they were on. And then Stephen A. Smith jumped in. He's like, well, he sure as hell isn't going to answer my call to come on any show with me. So,
well, Pat McAfee is he's good friends with Tyrese Halliburton, and Tyrese and LeBron are close, especially after the Olympic thing. And then
Pacers.
Rich Paul also comes on all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it was kind of cool that he did do the Pat McAfee show. He doesn't really do a lot of interviews like that. So I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Cool.
Especially when they're just how Pat McAfee goes. Yeah. He'll ask whatever, whenever.
Correct.
And he brought up the Stephen A. thing right away, and then he brought up the Windhorst thing, and it was kind of
such a weird dynamic.
What's that?
I think it's such a weird dynamic
between LeBron and
Brian Windhorst. Just the whole
Oh, you mean someone obsessing over someone else's life?
Yes.
I agree, but also he does, LeBron does talk to him. He does trust him with stuff, and he has said he is close with them, which is also kind of weird. You just don't know what to believe.
Yes,
honestly,
for sure.
But it's ridiculous. It's two grown men with a beef. It's like the Drake Kendrick thing. It's what are we? You guys are rhyming.
Yes. Kendrick won though. So.
You think so?
I think so.
Why?
I don't know. I thought so. I don't know. I don't remember the song specifically, but I know he had that one song that he sang at the Super Bowl. That last one.
Not Like Us.
Yes. That was kind of that was the winner.
You think?
I'm the worst person to talk about this.
No, Brian, I want to talk about black culture with you right now.
I'm the worst person to talk about this. I just remember listening to the songs, and that was it.
Hey, you know what? I agree with you, Brian.
Yes. Okay, good.
I think you're the Brian Windhorst of that topic.
It's probably true.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our picks.
Yeah, real quick, NFL. I just gotta throw. We gotta do a little quick NFL talk.
Have to.
Russell Wilson to the Giants.
Yeah.
Jameis to the Giants.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. You still think he's going? Did you say you think he's going Vikings?
I said you shouldn't rule him out yet.
Yeah.
And why isn't he with a team? Why hasn't the Vikings announced that JJ's our guy? Why did he go to Pittsburgh and leave without signing anything?
I think he's going to sign with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I do think he's going to sign with Pittsburgh, and Pat McAfee's doing a live show like the first week of April in Pittsburgh, so I think he's waiting for that. Yeah.
I figured that too.
Yeah. But something came out today saying they haven't closed the door on him in Minnesota. So, like, the whole thing's weird, but there's only really 2 spots for him to go, and then Kirk Cousins might end up on the Browns. Those are like the QB. Yeah. There are apparently rumors of swirling of him being traded to the Browns.
Do you think Shedeur Sanders pulls an Eli Manning if the Browns try to draft him?
No, I think he'll go anywhere. I really do. I think he'll go anywhere. Yeah, I think he'll go anywhere.
There's like a huge thing about how he'll only go
New York or Vegas.
Yeah.
No, I think he'll go play wherever. Really do. We'll find out though. Draft's
well,
coming
we
up
know
soon.
what happens to quarterbacks in Cleveland.
Cleveland die. Yes. But draft in about 3 weeks now, so we got a draft coming up. Yes, I'm very excited. I love the draft. I'll be in Jamaica though, so.
Why?
Golf trip.
Oh, yeah. Where are you playing?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Well, if you play Half Moon Bay, I played there.
Yes, I am playing.
You're playing there?
Yes, that one I
played
do know.
there.
Yeah, I'll text you the courses. I'll text you the courses that we're playing.
I've only played that course.
Yeah. Okay. But.
Yeah.
All right. Bets.
That's hilarious. Wow. Okay. Bets.
All right.
Who won last week? What are the numbers?
So I kind of forgot we did golf last week, but we did do golf. So I was checking the bets before we started. We both went 1 and 2, and we both very easily could have gone 2 and 1. So that brings your total to 10 and 11 on the year for golf bets, which again, still phenomenal considering these are not straight bets. Some of them are plus 200, plus 250. So very, very good for you. And then I'm 6 and 15, which honestly, like, could be worse. Could be 5 and 16. So I'll take it. And then college bets. We both went 2 and 1. So we kind of tied on the week 3 and 3. I had Maryland minus 10.5 that one, Purdue minus 7.5 that one, and then St. Mary's minus 4.5. I think they lost by 6, or they won by. Oh wait, that one might actually won. Hold on, I might have looked at that wrong. Hold on.
Brian's cooking the books.
Hold on, I think I looked at it wrong. They played Thursday. No, yeah, Thursday. St. Mary's. Hold on. They played Friday.
What are you looking for?
St. Mary's. They won by 3. Okay, so I did look at it right. I thought they won by 6. So I barely missed that cover. And then you had Drake plus 6.5. That was a win. St. John's minus 18.5 in round 1. They won by 30. And then Yale plus 7.5. I think they lost by 9. So you just missed out.
Who?
Yale.
Oh yeah.
Plus 7.5. I think they lost by 9. They barely lost. So we both went 3 and 3 on the weekend. So. All right.
So I go first?
Yes. Yeah, you can go. You were definitely winning in golf. Do you want to do golf this week or just stick to
Let's do both.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll start with college basketball.
Yeah, let's do basketball.
All right. I'm gonna go with Fuck. All right, I'm gonna go with. Man, I was so confident. All right, Auburn minus 9.5 against Michigan.
Auburn minus 9.5 against. What are the odds? Minus 102. Okay. You can hear me, right? I didn't mute myself today. Okay. All right. We'll go second. I'm gonna take Give me Texas Tech minus 5.5.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's going to be Texas Tech minus 5.5. And that is minus 110.
Minus 110.
Yep. All right.
All right, I'm going to go Michigan State minus 3.5.
That was going to be my other one.
Minus 110.
Yep. So Michigan State minus 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to roll
Minus
it.
110.
Keep
All
this
right.
Izzo train going.
I want to go Florida minus 6.5, but I don't want to. I want you to win your Maryland bet, so I'm not gonna do that one. I'm not gonna do that one. Just throwing it out there. That's one that I maybe would have done.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. Oh, do I stick on the BYU train? Maybe BYU plus 5.5.
Okay. Since you're doing that, I have one more pick, right?
Yes, you have one more pick.
All right, I'm gonna go Maryland plus
I like
6.5.
I love it. We got to stick to our guns.
Yeah.
What is it?
Minus
Plus
115.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 115. Perfect. And then I will do my last one as I kind of want to take an over. Give me Kentucky, Tennessee over 144.
Okay. I never know how to bet.
Yeah, it's really hard with over-unders, but there's only so many games we can pick, so I'm just going to take an over-under.
No, I feel that.
Minus 108. Okay, then golf. What term is it this week?
Texas Children's Houston Open.
All right.
Let's see. Am I going first again?
Yeah, you can go first. Why can I not find it? Hold on.
It's weird.
Where is it?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, there it is.
Damn. These are one of those fields where there's like three big names and then no
there's
one.
like nobody.
All right, I'm gonna go with your boy Wyndham Clark.
I would fucking take him.
Plus 140.
Top 20?
Yep.
20 plus 140. All right, I'm going to go Michael Kim. I'm going to give him another shot. I think I've taken him 3 or 4 times and he hasn't hit yet, but this is the week. Plus 130.
All right. I'll go Keith Mitchell plus 220.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. I got to take someone like further down because taking the top guys doesn't seem to work. Give me Give me Kurt Kitayama. Again, I took him earlier this year too, and he failed me. But I'm going back to the well. Plus 220.
Oh man.
All right.
All right, I'll finish mine with. Okay, so there's a lot of Højgaards in this. So give me Nikolai Højgaard. Nikolai, because there's a Nicholas and there's a Rasmus.
What's his odds?
Plus 300.
Plus 300. All right.
I'm gonna ruin my record this week.
Yeah, this is a tough week. I'm gonna go Tony Finau to end it. I need to try and get a win.
Yeah, I feel that.
Plus 130.
I feel that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a short one this week because there's a lot of shit going on.
Yes.
And it's just a lot. But follow us at Traveling Athlete Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and YouTube.
YouTube. I will continue the trend of the unders for one more. We'll see how this round goes, round 3. But if I am down another like 4 or 5 units, I'm tapped out.
Yeah. Well, we all get that.
Yeah.
But Ryan, good luck this week.
Pleasure. Thank you. Let's win some bets. Let's post some 3-leggers, some 4-leggers. Let's win some bets.
Who are the Bengals drafting in the first round?
If I had to guess right now, either.
Oh shit. We gotta do it again, dude. Left the lens cap on.